Let's get it! Our Protoss player is not a barcode, but he is a code. He's a Morse code. He is SOS!
Current world rank 26.
And he's putting down his initial pylon at the high ground. No, he's not. Yes, he is. He's a Hamlet pro. Hey, that's an English lit reference, people. Don't tell me we don't keep raising the bar around here. And speaking of very high bars, how about the highest there is? Our Zerg player from Finland is Serral!
Current world rank 2.
SOS is no slouch, though. He's the only player in the world to have won 2 BlizzCons. And he's also going forge first with a probe out on the map. I'm thinking, yep, Shadow confirms it. We've got ourselves a cannon rush. Haven't seen an honest-to-goodness cannon rush in a while. I'm looking forward to this, but is it actually possible to shut down the Night King with a cannon rush? He's gonna commit even before the forge is done. Overlord's gonna see it. There's the reaction. 3 drones pulled. SOS is gonna make that a full pylon wall. Serral can't get down his own ramp. He's adding 2 more drones. The probes head to the low ground. His forge is done. Serral immediately starts his spawning pool. The first pylon has completed and the first cannon goes down. And he's adding a gateway. Then he cancels the 3rd pylon to get 75 minerals back. Serral sends 3 drones down and SOS walls off his cannon. This is an expensive commitment. The drones know they're not getting through that, so they are headed home. Serral's added that 2nd extractor. He might be planning to go for gas-intensive Ravagers, but he doesn't appear to be canceling his hatch. SOS has canceled the low-ground pylons that were walling off his cannon, and he's used the money to add a 2nd gateway. This is not your grandpa's cannon rush. That spawning pool is just about to complete. It does. And Serral is indeed going for an immediate roach warren. That's 39 seconds away, though. SOS can potentially have built a lot by then. He's got 2 cannons up already, though he needs a pylon for a 2nd one. I think he's about to lay it down. There it is. Okay, there is a safety spine for Serral. I think he really needs that. Almost as much as he'd love to kill that probe. SOS is actually making a cyber core back at home. I don't think he's going all in on this. He's even been chrono boosting probes. But he has added cannon number 4. That roach warren is almost done. The natural did complete and it's getting wailed on by that cannon. There's no roaches in production yet. Serral doesn't have the money. There they go. 3 roaches on the way. His other problem is he's only got 1 gas guy here. SOS's cannon has position over the other one. Serral does have a couple lings out on the map. He might be looking to do some counter damage. SOS is chrono boosting out stalkers in both Serral's bases. Is it too late for Serral to get a restraining order? I guess if you're a big-time Starcraft celebrity, you have to be able to deal with stalkers. Oh, he does have enough gas to morph all 3 roaches into Ravagers. The hatch went down. That's supply block Serral. But is that enough damage for SOS? The investment has been heavy, and the caustic biles are now fully operational. SOS is trying to get a shield battery up, but it's not going to be in time for that cannon. With 3 Ravagers, he can do 180 damage at a time with one of those volleys. And he's adding a 4th. SOS is focused on adding more stalkers and shield batteries. He's not giving up. I guess the thinking is every second you keep Serral pinned into 1 base, you're doing some stellar economic damage. The problem is SOS is paying for this too. Neither player really has any workers at this point. Serral's had enough. He's pounced on him. SOS's shiny toys are all getting cubified. I'm keen to see what the transition plan's going to be for both our players. Or is SOS just going to hit the GG key? He's definitely behind at this point. Neither player has an economy, but Serral's coming out of this with an army. Or at least a bigger one than SOS. 3 stalkers is all he's got. Holy crap, Serral's APM just went over 700 there. The low ground cannon has gone down and the last one is unpowered and won't be far behind. SOS is leaving a pylon at the natural behind him as he pulls out. Talk about leaving a parting gift. And he's going to try to sneak out that last stalker. I don't know if he's going to make it. He does not. Serral unpowers it. SOS is able to cancel the stalker and get his money back. He is, though, supply block. I guess that happens when all your pylons are made in your opponent's base and not at home. Oh, revenge! Everybody's supply block. SOS snags an Overlord. He's not done leaving parting gifts. We have 2 badly battered warriors. Are they going to take a respite to rebuild? SOS certainly wants to. Oh, he's going to recall his stalkers home. Nice move. If Serral suspects the armor differential, he might want to press his advantage and attack right now. Oh, SOS is looking to resupply block him. He gets the Overlord. Meanwhile, he's got some pylons back at home. SOS is no longer supply block. Oh, Serral's going to do everything at the same time. He's going to attack, he's going to rebuild his economy, and he's going to tech up. I guess when your macro's that good, it's easy to make strategic decisions. You don't really have to prioritize. Oh, we've got one badly injured roach who refuses to participate in the coming battle. SOS still doesn't have a gateway. He's got himself a robo, but he's using it to make a warp prism right now. He's going to have to rely on that same 3 trio of stalkers. He's got them in high ground position. Serral doesn't yet have vision. His overlords were chased out. Serral finds the natural very target poor. But even keeping SOS confined to one base is pretty deadly at this point. SOS is working on a robo bay. Colossus or disruptors? Serral's not interested in finding out. He's going home. The warp prism tries to harry his retreat. Serral's happy to have that as a fight. SOS has given up his high ground. But if he can keep Serral worried about harass, it'll give him time to rebuild. There's the Robo Bay. What's the plan for it? Oh, it's warp prism speed. Oh, and I do believe we're going to see a ninja expand. Yes, we are. It's a hidden expansion in the top left. He'll have a chance to go on even bases with the Zerg. Oh, and he's making a disruptor, so it wasn't totally wrong. I wonder what the over-under is that Serral finds that ninja expand before it actually completes. SOS elevators down a probe. Serral looks to snipe it with a bile, but SOS saves it and then gets the kill. That was a sweet sequence. But if you blinked, you missed it. SOS has been relatively quiet later in his career. It might make you forget he was world champ twice. Those were world champ moves there. And now he's looking to see if he can get back into this game with some disruptor drops. Serral's bringing up Lings though. He knows his opponent's trying to solidify his natural. What he doesn't know, though, is that'll actually be SOS's third base. Lings are going to hit first. There's nothing left at home to defend. He's going to be able to force a cancel. Oh, the Stalkers are coming back. This is going to be close. Can Serral get it? There's a Zealot joining the defense. He's peeled the Lings off. SOS with the hold. And where's his counter assault? No damage so far. He's still trying to find a way in. And he will discover that Serral's taken a third. Serral doesn't yet know that this only puts him on even bases. A well-positioned Overlord's gonna spot that warp prism. Queens are gonna react. SOS looks to be headed into a trap. Oh, he redirects. Oh, but the Queens are on him. Nova away, boom! It's dodged. SOS flies out of there. Oh, and Serral's got a Spire going. That's gonna make life unsafe for warp prisms. Oh! It's a recall for an instant economy. Just add water and stir. Serral's got an Overlord trying to figure out what SOS is up to. I wonder if his game sense is telling him something doesn't add up. He's just getting his second Nexus now. Oh, he's got a Stargate building Phoenix. That's going to be helpful. Serral's already finished his Spire. And his third. Serral's got a worker lead of 8. He's pulling in more minerals even though SOS has that ninja expand. He's going to add 3 Overlords to take care of his supply problem for good. And that's going to let him... Oh, Nova away! Serral with the split. Oh, he gets a Ravager. I was about to say, Serral is making Corruptors. That's going to put a real timeline on that Warp Prism. SOS looking to hunt that Queen. It survived. I guess I shouldn't be so stunned. It's 145 splash, and a Queen's got 175. You can't necessarily one-shot it like you can a 120 hit point Ravager. Oh, Serral's going to add a Baneling Nest and an Evo Chamber. And the Flying Squids are hunting for that Warp Prism, which is still trying to cause mischief with that double disruptor. Oh, it's been found. Drop. Nova beams out. There's a miss. Can the Warp Prism thread the needle and escape? No, there's one to cut it off. Oh, it's dead. Another Nova's loose. It hits. 5 kills. Drone kills. That's a good one. And with his drop shut down, SOS tries to get revenge by killing this Overseer. Oh, Serral's so good. He drops a Changeling just to keep the vision going for as long as possible. SOS's Ninja Expand remains undiscovered, and he's gonna gas it up for its full potential. It's completely naked in terms of defense. Its survival depends on its non-detection. Meanwhile, with the warp prism gone, Serral's Corruptors are looking to see if they can head out and attack. Oh, the Phoenix just missed them. The Corruptors are going to go after that Robo. Here comes the Acid Rainbow. No, Serral cancels it. He sees the Phoenix. He's not so sure he has enough Corruptors to deal with those Phoenix. Especially not if SOS is going to warp in additional Stalkers for more DPS. Both players are gearing up for the air battle. They're both researching +1 air attack. But SOS is also adding gates and a Twilight Council. That'll give him the ability to transition to Blink Stalkers. That's a great way to outfox Corruptors. But it's not like Serral's forsaken his ground armor. He's bringing it up right now. SOS's Phoenix could really use the attack range upgrade. But for that he needs a fleet beacon. He has not had a chance to make one. But it's a lot easier to battle Corruptors if you have it. Serral's pulling back. He's not confident he's got enough to tear into those shield batteries. Meanwhile, as he consolidates, his 4th base is almost done. I think Serral kind of owns the map right now. SOS can't really afford a battle outside of his static defenses. Apologies if anyone got splashed. Hopefully you're all watching with a protective plastic shield. Oh, a Ling has found the ninja expand. Of course he has, it's Serral. Oh, look at the immediate reaction. Lings are flooding in. The Phoenix think about coming to the rescue, but realize they're not going to get there in time. They're going to counterattack instead. Here come the Lings. Oh, this is going to be a massacre, an undefended base. Oh, there's a recall. A great move, but 9 probes die before it can kick in. SOS gambles that Serral might be distracted tearing down his expansion. He's chosen that moment to attack, but the Corruptors are on him. He's trying to leverage that superior maneuverability, but the Corruptors have a range of 6 to the Phoenix's 5. Fortunately, the Phoenix is faster, but after the Phoenix are chased off, Serral's ahead by 19 workers. It was not a good trade. SOS has lost his remaining edge. Serral's now brimming with confidence. He's looking to attack with his main force once again. Oh, SOS has to blow open a door to get his own troops out of his base. Time to find out just how good Photon Overcharge really is. The Lings surround the Zealots. There's that overcharge, but is it enough to stop Serral? The Ravagers launch the pile, and he targets the overcharged battery and drops it. Well, I guess that's one way to deal with overcharge. SOS's natural is about to be overrun. His remaining supplies all in Phoenix, and the Corruptors are zoning them out. The Vials are annihilating the remaining shield batteries. This game started with Serral's Ravager play. It's gonna end with it. There's the GG! SOS brought us a fun game. It was pretty one-sided, but it was a fun one to watch. Oh man, it was bound to happen eventually, but I didn't think it was gonna happen in a game with Serral and SOS. I missed the first blood. It actually happened off screen. Before Serral's natural was destroyed, he did get off a pair of Lings, which he sent up to SOS's base for a counterattack. SOS did wall off with a cannon. The cannons killed the Lings, and the first to go was our first blood. I bear the shame, I bear the shame. But in my defense, there was some pretty important stuff going on in Serral's base at the time. But let me try to make it up by at least showing a very cool micro moment that happened in this game. I bet you can guess what it was. Serral sneaks up a lone Ravager. Somehow he times that just as SOS is elevatoring down a probe to build his Nexus. With everything else going on, Serral spots it and he drops a bile on that probe. But even more remarkable is that SOS sees it and doesn't dodge with his probe. He actually picks it up with his warp prism right before it falls. In this case, the slow motion doesn't actually do it justice. You have to see it full speed to see how fast this exchange actually happens. So here it is again one more time. Ravager comes up, sees the probe, fires, there's the rescue, boom, it's over. And that, my friends, is a certified micro moment. I'm starting to notice this weird trend where the certified micro moment is usually awarded to the player who actually wound up losing the game. I hope it's not some kind of weird curse. Obviously, micro is a good and amazing thing. Also, amazing good thing is that a few people have actually been subscribing to this channel, so let me say thank you for that. It really helps me out. So if you'd like to support this channel and the little community we've got going on here, don't hesitate to subscribe. So from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. Nope, I keep forgetting I've got an outro for that. To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your Starcraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.